Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya, if you're new here, and I make videos about adult coloring and adult coloring books, and now a little bit sketchbooks too, hopefully soon, but mostly coloring books. And this video is a video that I've been meaning to make for a long time. Some of my coloring friends actually beat me to it and made wonderful videos about their approaches to WIPs, which are works in progress. And we like to use the term WIPs in the coloring community, but it's just a work in progress. It's a page that you haven't finished yet. You're working on it. And I really wanted to make this video ever since I got a comment on one of my coloring updates where I showed you guys how many WIPs I have. I have so many WIPs, and I have a lot of books. So I got a comment that told me, it was such a deep comment that ever since then I wanted to make a video about this topic. And the comment was that, WIPs are part of the process. So 99.9% of the time when you're coloring, you're working on a WIP, a work in progress. It's only 1% of the time where you actually finish it and can look at it and it's finished, So most of the time that you're coloring, 99% of our coloring is WIPs. It's works in progress. And that is coloring. That is what coloring is all about. It's not about completing. Only 1% of coloring is really about completing. So, my friend, I think Doodle Robot made a video about this, I'm pretty sure. I know that Jackie from Spare Room Studio also made a video, and I really wanted to also give my opinion on works in progress and how I approach it. So in this video, I'm just flipping through to show you some of my WIPs. It's not even all. I did get a comment asking if I could make a video talking about how I keep track of my WIPs, and if I could show all of my WIPs. And it is impossible to show all of them because there are literally so many. I think most of my books have been touched by me and do have a work in progress. It's very few. I do have a few books that I haven't touched yet, but it's very few. And so there would be too many to show, but I am showing many, a couple here in this video. And you might say, wow, Maya, some of these are almost finished. Why don't you just finish it, And that is because of creative flow, something called creative flow, inspiration. And it's very hard for me to work on something that I'm not in the mood to do. Like I'm not inspired or my creative flow isn't there. It's hard for me to work on it, Something else is distracting me. I want to do something else usually, or another page is calling to me. So it's really important in art, in your journey, to listen to your creative flow. Listen to, for example, if you want to color, if you're flipping through a book and you really want to color a rock or a fish, and you already have the idea in your mind, you know what colors you're going to use, everything. Just for that one element, to me, I say do it. Color that fish, color the tree, color the rock, whatever it is. If you already have, you can see it in your mind and you know what you're going to use, color that element because your artistic flow is there and it's going to happen really quickly. You're going to color it super quickly. You'll know what to do. Boom. And then you can worry about the rest, So in my opinion, these coloring books are here to serve us. We're not here to serve them. So I don't see any point in stopping yourself from coloring something that you want or starting a page that you want to start, because what matters at the end of the day is not so much the finished page. What matters is that you spent half an hour, 5 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is. You spent that time coloring. You spent that time enjoying yourself, being artistic, relaxing. It's meditative, being creative. And you're in that zone. It's a beautiful thing. So what matters is the time that you spent, that you enjoyed yourself. It doesn't matter how much you accomplished, what you accomplished in that time. You know what I mean? So that is my approach to WIPs. Now, another thing I will say is I don't keep track of them because there's way too many. Way, way, way too many. Maybe one day I'll make a list, but I'm just not that kind of person. Like I'll just pull something and say, you know what, I'll work on this. Usually I get sick of a work in progress and I'll put it away. And then a couple of months later or many months later, I will pull it out and it feels like a new page to me and I'm excited to work on it again. And I work on it again. At that point, after I'm tired of working on it for that second time or third time or whatever it is, I'll put it away again until I'm ready to finish it. And then when a WIP is almost finished, that is when I really force myself to finish. So I don't force myself to work on a page unless I am super, super close to finishing it, and I want to show it in my completed pages. So I do spend a couple days each month forcing myself to finish a page, a given page, because I'm almost done with it, So that's the only time I really force myself. The rest of the time, I just kind of color whatever I want. And when I pull out a WIP, a work in progress, I usually haven't seen it in a while. It kind of feels new to me again, and I'm excited to work in it. So you always want to be excited to be coloring whatever you're coloring, to be working on whatever you're working on. It should be fun. It shouldn't be like a chore or a project or like forcing yourself too much. Unless it's the very, very end of the page and you're almost done, then yeah, you should force yourself to finish it. But other than that, I don't believe in forcing yourself, Another question that I get asked is, what about abandoned WIPs? And I believe Jackie touched on this in her video. And my approach is that I don't really abandon WIPs. To me, I know that one day I will come back to them. And what I advise to you, if you really hate a page, definitely leave it alone for now. And I promise you, you will come back and you will know how to improve it later on. Once you get more confident with other mediums, you can cover things up, you can change things. So I did have once a page that I kind of messed up with acrylic paint. And acrylic paint is not something that I recommend for beginners with a brush because it is very, it dries so fast. It's very difficult to manipulate and maneuver. And it was in World of Flowers years ago. And so I actually messed up so bad that I was trying to cover up the area where there was words, in one of the title pages of World of Flowers. And I messed up so bad, I just decided to glue those pages together so I wouldn't have to see it. And maybe I'll show it to you in the World of Flowers. But basically, I just glued it together. So it just feels like a thick page and I just pass it. So if it's something really bothering you and you still want to use the book, just glue two pages together with a double-sided tape for a scrapbook tape. And it'll just be it will feel like a thick page and you'll just pass it. But most of the time, I feel like leave it alone. You can come back to it and fix it later when your skills are more, you have more skill, you know what to do with it. Because, coloring is just like art, any other art. You get better as the more you do it. Practice makes perfect. I always tell my kids, and it's so true. The more you do something, the better you'll be at it. And I'm actually at your place right now, really, many beginners, because I have started wanting to learn how to draw. So I feel like I'm at the beginning stages, and I know that I want to get to the point where I can draw anything I want. Anything I want, I can draw. I want to get to that point, but that's going to take a while. That's probably going to take a couple of years because I'm not a total beginner, but I am not as experienced as I am with coloring, as I am with drawing, line work. So I am practicing. I got a bunch of books. I'm going to make a video about that. But the point is that it does take time, and practice makes perfect. Doing something a lot will just, every time you color, you're getting better and better. So that's something to remember. So my approach to WIPs is if you're stuck, put it away. And I promise you will come back to it at a later point when your skills are a little bit more and you'll know what to do. You'll finish it and it'll just flow. It'll be easy to finish. You'll know what you want to do. You won't be stuck. You know what I mean? So that's my approach. That's my best advice for you. And My approach is also to color what you want to color. Don't hesitate to start a WIP. And if you want to color something, you know what you want to do, go for it. Start that element. And when you're done, when you don't know how to continue anymore, just stop, put it away and come back. And that's what happens to me. I'm just coloring. I feel like doing it. And then when I don't want to work on a page, I stop. I put it away. And if you remember my entire book WIP hashtag, what I wanted to say about that is that at the end of the day, some people commented this and I told them, you're 100% right. At the end of the day, most of our books should be entire book WIPs, meaning most of our books should be, have a bunch of WIPs in them, and we should flip and work on different pages depending on what we want. It doesn't have to be like you're working on one page only or you have to put the book away. Like that's personally not how I think you should do it. Obviously, this is my opinion and you might disagree with me and you might have your own opinion on works in progress and all that. And that's fine. And do whatever works for you. I'm just telling you my approach to WIPs because that is the title of this video, obviously. And you might be interested to hear. Maybe it'll help you in some way. But my approach is that all of our books should be, entire book WIPs. We should work on multiple pages, whatever we feel like in that book, and slowly kind of finish the pages, do a little bit on each page, and eventually they will get finished. They will get done, Like I said, when a page is almost finished, that's when you really should force yourself to hunker down and just finish it. But all of our books should have multiple WIPs in them. That's how a coloring book should be. I don't think all of us should have like so many. I have way too many coloring books. I think it's excessive, honestly. And I probably will give some away and whatever. I don't think you should go crazy having, collecting too many. I think that, definitely collecting is fun and I do like doing that. But you need to make sure that your collection is manageable and that you're coloring a lot in most of your books. So I think that for the most part, we should have a medium amount of books, I'd say, and all of them should be, have multiple WIPs in them and we should be working in them. It's like a continuous project, So that is my personal approach. I do want to get rid of some books because I feel like it's too many at the moment. But I'm working on that. Also, because I have the channel, it's fun to work on a different book and to kind of have variety. And that's another thing. Part of the reason that I finish WIPs every month, I kind of force myself, is because I have a channel. And because of that, because I want to have enough pages to show you in my completed pages video, that actually helps me to complete WIPs every month. It kind of forces me to sit down and finish some WIPs. So I do have you guys to thank for that. But even if you don't have a channel, I do think that at the end of the month, you should sit down and kind of finish a couple of WIPs that are already close to being finished, because it is a sense of accomplishment. It's nice to flip through your books and see a completed page. It's just a wonderful feeling, So that is my take on that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and seeing all my WIPs. It's crazy. And these are not even all of them, I have no idea how many I have. Like I said, there's way too many to count. I have like over 200 books. It's excessive. And all of them have, like WIPs, many WIPs. So, I appreciate all the people who sent me questions. And like I said, the most important thing is to honor your creative flow. If you want to do something right now, don't wait. It's your coloring book. Just go for it. Color that thing. Who cares? Nobody's sitting there, counting your WIPs or is on top of you. It's just you and your books. They're there for you to enjoy. They're there so that you could use your art supplies that you've, collected. Use the art supplies, enjoy them. Use the books, enjoy them. And the most important thing is that time that you spent being creative and that time that you spent enjoying yourself. The end product is less important in my opinion. Even though it's fun, it's important to have, accomplishments, but you need a balance. You need a balance of accomplishments and, enjoyment. So I would say to let go of perfection, let go of the pressure of finishing a page or whatever it is, and enjoy your books. Do whatever you want. You know, you don't have to. I remember when I first started coloring, I would go in order. I would force myself to color the pages in order. And then I saw a Peta Hewitt video and she said, do whatever you like. It's your book. I mean, who cares, right? So that is my take. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what your opinions are and how you see things. I hope you guys are enjoying your coloring. Let me know what you're up to. And if there's anything that I didn't cover, leave it in the comments. Let us know what your opinions are. Because I know we all read the comments and it's fun to share ideas, opinions. So if you have any tips or whatever your take is, leave it in the comments for the rest of us. I would love to read it as well. So yeah, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I apologize if I repeated myself. It's difficult to edit. I edit in chunks and pieces because I am so busy. I don't ever have time to like sit and do a big chunk at a time. So sometimes I repeat myself. I apologize. But I know you guys forgive me. Have a wonderful week and month of coloring, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.